Mr. Rush. Mr. Rush. Mr. Rush was the fastest thing on two legs. He used to rush hither and thither, and thither and hither, and back again, all the time. One morning he woke up with a jump. "Oh dear," he cried, leaping out of bed, "I'm late." And he rushed into his bathroom and washed and cleaned one tooth and rushed downstairs 3 at a time. Mr. Rush had a boiled egg for breakfast. He boiled the egg for 5 seconds, and it tasted awful. And of course he was in such a rush, he only ate half of it. Rush, rush, rush. After his half a breakfast, he rushed off again. He passed Mr. Happy. "Hello," called Mr. Happy. "Good morning, Mr. Rush. Where are you off to?" "Can't stop," cried Mr. Rush. "I'm in much too much of a hurry." Mr. Rush rushed around all morning, and then rushed home and had a quick bite to eat, a sandwich without bread, and then rushed off again, and rushed around all afternoon. That evening he was reading a magazine. He never had time to read a book when he saw an advertisement for a holiday. "Ooh," he said, "I'd like that. Haven't had a holiday for ages." But then his face fell. "I can't go on holiday," he thought, "because I don't have any money." And then he thought again, and his face rose. "I know," he thought, "I'll get a job." And so the following morning he rushed off again and got a job with a farmer, milking cows. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because if there's one thing a cow can't stand, it's being rushed. That's better. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job, driving a bus. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because he was always in such a rush he never stopped at any of the bus stops. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job as a waiter in a hotel. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because no sooner had he served people a meal, and they'd taken one bite, than he whisked the plate away from under their noses. Poor Mr. Rush. Oh, no job, no money. "Oh dear," he sighed to himself, "I'm never going to be able to go on a holiday." But then an idea struck him. An idea for a job for someone who rushes around all the time. Postman, delivering express letters. Mr. Rush was so good at it, he delivered twice as many letters in half the time any postman had ever done it before. Soon he had saved enough money for that holiday of his. And so the very next week there was Mr. Rush sitting on a beach in the hot sunshine under a palm tree on holiday. This is the life, he grinned, and he rushed off for a swim. His 15th that day. Then it was breakfast time. Please stop.